Hiya folks, and welcome back to Fishing with Den. So first of all, apologies if I sound a bit croaky. I'm just getting over bronchitis, and so if I do start to cough, apologies again for that too. Anyway, this time I'm going to show you a very simple cage feeder rig and how to set it up. And normally, as you probably know if you watch the channel regularly, I tend to use the twizzle boom method because you want it to stand off, but I'll explain all that in a second. And I'll also put a link up above now to the way I do the normal twizzle boom. But I needed a simpler method because it looks like I'm about to become a coach, come teacher again. Now, I have actually taught people in the past how to fish many years ago. But a friend of mine decided he wanted to take up fishing. So I said, all right, I'll show you. And the slight difference this time is that he's my age. So I've got to take into account things like he might have not so great eyesight, like me. He may have arthritis in his fingers, so he may not be totally dexterous. And then also, like in my case, I've got a torn ligament in this finger. He may also have other ailments which he's accumulated over the years because he's probably 70, about the same as me. But anyway, so I needed to make a very simple cage feeder rig. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to reel in, I'm going to take this one apart, and I'm going to show you how to tie it. Here we go then folks, I've taken my existing rig off and I'm going to need a standard clip swivel. Okay, just a normal, straightforward clip swivel, not too big. Just thread that onto the line. Just to make it more difficult today, I've also managed to cut my finger. Don't ask how, it was stupid. But it's just something to complicate matters. Okay, so I've put that on, and then what I've got to do is put a line stop on. These line stops are from Guru. They're the super tight line stops, but basically pretty much anyone will do. And all I'm going to do is, if I can see what I'm doing, put that on there. You see how it works? Just put it through the loop, pull it through. If your fingers will work, there you go. That's pulled itself through and it's now on the line. Now I tend to just wet the line a little bit when I want to move it because it makes it move more smoothly. It probably isn't required, it's just something I do. I'm just a bit concerned about any sort of friction and heat it causes on the line. So we've got the swivel on. Excuse me, I told you I was a bit hoarse today. We've got the line stop on, and really pretty much now all we need to do is tie a loop. I'll just give myself a little bit more line. Oops. There we go. So there's the line stop. There's my loop. And literally all I'm going to do is to tie a 3-turn water knot at this end. So create a loop in those two, if your fingers will work. There we go. And then go through 3 times. 1, excuse me, 2, 3. Now some people do a 4-turn water knot here, but I just use 3, and it's entirely up to you if you use 3 or 4. Wet the line, pull tight, and you've now got a loop. I'll just cut the tag end off. Let's put that down there out of the way. There we are. Very simple. And then it doesn't matter which one of these strands you cut, but I'm going to cut it right up close to the knot that I've just created. There we are. So, good nice tight knot there. And what I'm going to do is just pull this line stop down until it meets the knot. And that's what stops it. And again, this will become clear in a minute. The next thing you do is you just create a straightforward figure of 8 knot. It's about sort of 15 centimeters or so, 6 inches down the line. If you don't know how to tie a figure of 8 knot, I've done a video on that some years ago, and I'll put another link up now so you can see how to do it. But this is a standard knot that everybody needs to know if you're going fishing. So again, a little bit less dexterous than I used to be. If I put that on, pull tight. I just tend to pull these loops tight with the back end of a disgorger. There we go. And again, we'll cut off the tag end. There we go, put that back down there. Right, next thing we do is we take a hook length. Now this is entirely up to you how long this is. This is probably about 30 centimeters long. It's a size 14 hook with a hair stop on the end, because I'm going to be using punch bread today. And again, use the loop to loop method to put this on. So the main line goes through the hook length loop, and then you take the hook and the hair and you have to thread that through that loop there. Now again, all very straightforward and simple, but if you don't know how to do it, I'm pretty sure there's a video that I've done somewhere, and if it is, I'll put a link up above for you. If not, just look up loop to loop fishing connections. Right, so what we've got now, give myself a bit more line. Oops. Take your feeder and just put it on the clip of the swivel there. There we are. Do the clip up, and you've now got a complete rig. So let's see if we can get this nice and close up for you. So hopefully what you can see is the main line comes down. You've got the clip swivel there, link swivel, clip swivel, whatever we're calling it. You've got the stop, which is stopped itself by the knot there, that water knot. And then hopefully you can see that the pressure of the feeder pulling down pulls the line down to the hook length out and away from the feeder. If it gets too close to it, like that sort of thing, which it shouldn't do, it can get tangles, and you don't want that. So you want this boom effect. And that's what I was saying before about the issue with the twizzle boom that I use. I do like that one because it is stiffer, and you know, entirely up to you if you use that one or not. But if you've got arthritis, tying a twizzle boom can be quite difficult. But this one is about as simple as it gets, and hopefully it'll catch you lots and lots of fish. So that's it, guys. I'm going to crack on with the fishing now. Hopefully I'll catch a few now. First decent day I've had for some time. If you watched the last video, it was still cold, it was still wet, it was howling a gale, and that was a couple of weeks ago. Today's a bit nicer, as you can see. Just hope I'm going to catch some. See you next time.